Welcome to Discourse. Today we're going to be discussing When Darksome Falls by MC Ryder. I used to be a vampire, used to be able to run like a hurricane wind. Now I'm human again. Took the cure that turned me back to being weak. I was never strong to begin with. I was happy as a vampire. Now I'm miserable. All I see everywhere I go are happy couples. Life is pretty dull until my path crosses with Danielson Cain. Everyone tries to warn me that he's not what he seems, but I just can't resist those dimples. I should have listened. Now I find myself in a precarious situation. Those dimples. Okay, so anyways, so like I said, this is book 8 of a very long series. So if you're someone who enjoys series, I am definitely a series addict. So if you love a long, good series, especially books that are already out, I know it's hard like waiting for the next one to come up, to be released. So this is book 8 of the series. Check out this series if you're super into fantasy and
vampires,
werewolves,
craziness, some family drama.
Yeah, and like I said, this is book 8. So we've been through, if you haven't read any of the previous books in this series, there's going to be tons of spoilers because we're already into book 8. We already know there's been a lot that's been going on, a lot of happenings happening, and so many characters and backstories. So there's going to be tons of spoilers ahead, just as a warning.
Or if you're curious about something we say, such as there's a cure, they are no longer vampires or wolves.
I know.
Check out the other books.
Yeah, so actually, because at the end of the last book, we kind of knew, or second to last book, we kind of already knew that they found the cure and things like that, and other things going on, like Vince. We lost a key character to the story, which I was super sad about. Yeah, their fearless leader, one of their two fearless leaders. So yeah, moving forward, we kind of already knew, like, they're going to be humans. How are they going to cope with that? So this book really kind of leads us through where they're all at as humans and how they're trying to live a normal life.
And it sucks.
And it sucks. Especially when you lose someone you love. So like Melia and Vince, they've been together for so long and they've been like the backbone to this community, trying to help everyone like basically like recover from all their past traumas and to like try and live peaceful lives.
Yeah, and talking about their past traumas, back when Vladimir, Vince's dad, was kind of killing a lot of people and going to war, and pretty much a lot happened in these past series. So this book, it's kind of mellowed out, you would say, right? Compared to the others?
Yeah, because now a lot of the fighting and the like good guys versus bad guys situations have kind of all happened, right? In the supernatural world. And also, now humans know that vampires and werewolves are real.
Yeah.
So like the cat's out of the bag with that one. So before, like everything was really unknown, right?
Yeah, it was all like in their own secret world.
Yeah. So now it's all out there. But I feel like the humans don't know exactly who used to be vampires and things like that.
Even though there's no more fighting, no more killing. It's like they're facing a different challenge in just this transition. Right?
Yeah, it kind of brings us back to Camille's story when she was trying to come to terms with who she was and to realize she is a good person. She may have made mistakes like everybody does, but that she can still move forward and live a good life, right? And then she ends up having like she finds Beckett and she has a really good relationship there, and she starts to become more of a leader in their community as well.
Yeah, she becomes kind of like a mother figure in a way.
Yeah, it definitely seems very motherly.
Motherly, and she seems to keep everyone in order.
Yeah.
Like, sure, this is different. Everyone's transitioning. Everyone takes it differently. But she's like the rock that keeps it all together. Like, we're going to make this happen. We're going to stick together.
Yeah. And I think it really works for this book because Camille already had that happen in her life. So she's more of a stable person in their world and they're in part of their community. So now that everybody else has just started this journey of like, okay, I need to come to terms with my past, with my choices, my losses, like all these things. Now this is the book, like you say, it's kind of dulled down, but it's more of that introspective now with other people in the community having to really just learn to like love themselves and to find out who they are now as they are humans. But I mean, we do still get some crazy stuff happening in this book.
I don't know, just talking about the transition, just a little side thing. It reminds me of kind of like World War II, World War One. Like after war, the soldiers come back home. It's like, what do we do now?
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, you're right. They fought a bunch of wars, and now they're not even super powered.
Yeah, with the weapons, no,
they're
tanks, nothing. You're just.
And they had a job. They had routine. They had like they knew what to do. And now
purpose.
It's like, what is my purpose? Yeah. Who am I?
There's no enemy. I don't gotta be on the defensive.
Right.
And some lost their families. So what now? So you see a lot of this with the different characters. Like Amelia lost her Vince, her one and only love. And then others have tragic background histories, kind of like Levi. We learn about a lot about Levi. What about the drama? You're talking about Dimples?
Dimples!
Mr. Dimples.
I love that. That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, what person can resist a good set of dimples? Oh, my goodness.
Amelia can't, especially since it reminds her of Vince.
I know. Dude, that actually, for a second, I thought it was going to be Vince. And I was like, wait, was he like, I don't know, because this is supernatural world. I was like, was he reincarnated? Or like, I don't know, did he come back? Like, she thought he was dead, but he came back. Maybe he lost his memory, or I don't know, something like that. But no, it's this guy named Danny, who everybody she meets has been warning her about him. And I'm like, girlfriend, how about you just listen just a little bit to some of these people telling you, like, he's bad news, he's a playboy, all these things. Which, I mean, I get it, like, make your own assumptions about somebody after meeting them and things. But everybody's saying that, and he just seemed a little too sweet. A little too sweet.
It's like that cowboy charm.
Yeah, a little too good to be true? Yes, for sure.
Yeah. It's kind of funny with her, though. Because I shouldn't give him my number, but then she does anyway. Well, I shouldn't text him back. Send.
But also, listen, right? She's kind of in that whole in-between where... And also, she was turned when she was 16. So she's really young. Yeah. Even as a human. Because now she's human. She's still very, very young. She's still basically in her adolescence. It doesn't matter how many years you lived, right? So she's still young, fertile. She doesn't know who she is. That's very typical for a teenager. Yeah, and you you make decisions kind of on the fly, and especially when your hormones and your emotions are everywhere. Like, I don't know, Dimples, what's up?
Not just that. I was going to ask Camille.
Oh, Camille.
She was so overprotective. Like, she actually, Amelia ran away at the beginning of the book just to get away from all that suffocation. So she just feels like she's a burden. Yeah. And she's suffocated. She just wants out. She wants to get away from... the family, just find her new meaning. Like, she wants to be on her own to find her place.
I mean, at no point did it ever seem like anyone was rushing her or forcing her to kind of just find out who you are, hurry up and find your place. But I feel like for her, it was frustrating only because she knew who she was. And now she's a totally different person. And now she's feeling like nobody's giving me a chance to even think and to breathe. And I just need to get away. So I totally understand where she's coming from when she ran away. I was a little surprised as to how quickly we kind of came to that, that decision of hers, just like, I'm just gonna run away. I was like, whoa, geez. But it makes sense, and especially after how Camille, once she found her after she tried to run away, Camille was just so overbearing, and it was like, yeah, no wonder she ran away. Even if she did turn back into a human and stuff, even if she was like going through something, Camille was just being too much.
She had like a friendship bracelet with a tracking device.
Dude, she chipped her. I was like, oh my god. Yeah. I'm like, how dare you? I'm a human being. Like, literally now.
Can't do anything.
Yeah. Messed up.
It's crazy. And she ran away during a break from work.
Right. Yeah, isn't that the time everyone thinks about running away? Just saying. During work hours.
Hey, still get paid.
I love how she did like the last couple things before she like bolted though. That was great. I was like, yeah, still doing your job.
But now they came to an agreement where Levi she'll stay at his place for a while. Yeah. Before going to someone else's house to be watched over still. just to find her place with the helicopter hovering a little further away.
Yeah, it's still a little bit there. But, I was actually kind of worried about the whole situation with Levi, only because...
Oh, that guy
he has...
choked her during a nightmare.
Yeah. There's definitely a warning, content warning at the beginning of the book, because there is a lot of abuse and a lot of
mental
horrible...
and physical.
Yeah, mental and physical abuse. Our first introduction to this Levi guy is like, oh, okay, he's her getaway driver. But then, he kind of chokes her out after he's having a really bad dream. And come to find out a little later on with his backstory that he's traumatized from things he was made to do when he was part of Vladimir's army. And also...
Which he didn't join by choice, by the way. He joined to get revenge on what he called colonizers that killed his family and kids, like his wife and kids.
I like his backstory. I think it's super cool. And I love that he makes arrows stuff.
Oh, yeah. Bows and arrows,
cool.
and trains people on how to use them. Because they're out in the country and obviously hunting.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. And it totally gave me, after we learned more about him, his relationship with Melia kind of gave me Jacob and Bella Swan vibes. It was more of we're going to, we're both broken people, and we're both going to kind of help each other heal and move on. And I don't know, I love that. Yeah, so I feel like a recurring theme through all of the books in the series is depression, right? And trying to see the positive and the light at the end of the tunnel, and that tomorrow will be a better day. It can be a better day.
Overcoming it, and definitely never doing it alone.
Right, exactly. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys, and be sure to check out When Darksome Falls by MC Ryder.